Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're taking a deep dive into the legendary story of a console that redefined gaming for generations. This is the history of the PlayStation. Our story begins, funnily enough, with Nintendo. In the late 80s, Sony and Nintendo were collaborating on a CD-ROM add-on for the Super Nintendo, the PlayStation. A brilliant engineer at Sony, Ken Kutaragi, was the driving force behind this project. He had already developed the sound chip for the SNES and saw the immense potential of CD technology for creating bigger, more immersive games. However, at the 1991 Consumer Electronics Show, in a shocking twist, Nintendo announced they were ditching Sony and partnering with Philips instead. This public betrayal left Sony with a developed prototype and a burning desire for revenge. Instead of scrapping the project, Sony's leadership, encouraged by Kutaragi, made a bold decision. They would create their own console. This moment of betrayal was the spark that ignited a revolution. The PlayStation project, with the space removed, became the PlayStation, and Sony Computer Entertainment was born. On December 3, 1994, the original PlayStation launched in Japan, and the world of gaming was never the same. Priced competitively, it was a sleek, gray box that represented a huge leap forward. It embraced 3D polygonal graphics, a technology that was still in its infancy on home consoles. Games were no longer just side-scrolling sprites. They were immersive, three-dimensional worlds. The controller was also revolutionary. Its ergonomic design, with the now iconic triangle, circle, cross, and square buttons, was a masterpiece of usability. The PlayStation wasn't just for kids either. Sony marketed it as a sophisticated entertainment system for a more mature audience. They fostered relationships with third-party developers, leading to a library of games that was both massive and diverse. We're talking about groundbreaking titles like Final Fantasy VII, which brought cinematic storytelling to RPGs. Metal Gear Solid, a masterpiece of stealth and narrative. Resident Evil, which defined the survival horror genre. And of course, iconic mascots like Crash Bandicoot and Spyro the Dragon. The PlayStation dominated the 90s, selling over 100 million units and firmly establishing Sony as a giant in the video game industry. It proved that games could be art, that they could tell complex stories, and that they were for everyone. As the new millennium dawned, the hype was building for the next generation. And on March 4, 2000, Sony unleashed a true titan, the PlayStation 2. This wasn't just an upgrade. It was a cultural phenomenon. The PS2 was an all-in-one entertainment hub. Crucially, it featured backwards compatibility with original PlayStation games, meaning players didn't have to leave their beloved libraries behind. But its killer feature was the built-in DVD player. At the time, standalone DVD players were expensive. The PS2 offered one along with a next-gen gaming console for a similar price, making it an incredible value proposition. This masterstroke helped it fly off the shelves and into living rooms across the globe. The game library was simply staggering. It expanded on the genres its predecessor had pioneered. We got Grand Theft Auto 3 and its sequels, which created vast, open worlds to explore. God of War delivered epic, brutal action. Shadow of the Colossus was a breathtaking work of art. Kingdom Hearts blended the worlds of Disney and Final Fantasy into something truly magical. The PS2's success was monumental. It went on to become the best-selling video game console of all time, with over 155 million units sold worldwide. Its reign lasted for years, a testament to its incredible design and an unparalleled collection of games. By the mid-2000s, the industry was shifting again. High definition was the new frontier, and online gaming was becoming more important than ever. Sony's answer was the PlayStation 3, launched in November 2006. The PS3's launch was a bit rocky. It was incredibly powerful, thanks to its complex and custom-designed cell broadband engine. It also included a Blu-ray player, betting correctly on the winning format in the high-def disc war against HD DVD. However, this power came at a cost, a very high launch price. This, combined with a more challenging development architecture, gave its main competitor, the Xbox 360, an early lead. But Sony is nothing if not resilient. They gradually introduced more affordable models, like the PS3 Slim, and began to build momentum. A key turning point was the introduction of the PlayStation Network, a free online service for multiplayer gaming and digital downloads. And then there were the games. Sony's first-party studios delivered some of the most acclaimed titles of the generation. Uncharted 2, Among Thieves, set a new standard for cinematic action-adventure. The Last of Us was a narrative masterpiece, a story that resonated with millions and is still considered one of the greatest games ever made. We also saw incredible titles like Little Big Planet, Infamous, and Metal Gear Solid 4. Despite a difficult start, the PlayStation 3 fought back to sell over 87 million units, proving its worth with a library of unforgettable exclusive experiences. Arriving in November 2013, the PlayStation 4 was a direct response to the lessons learned from the PS3 era. Sony went back to basics, focusing on one thing above all else: the gamer. The architecture was more traditional and developer-friendly, making it easier to create games. The price was competitive right out of the gate, and they doubled down on what made PlayStation special: incredible, story-driven, single-player games. The DualShock 4 controller was a significant refinement, introducing the share button, which completely changed how we share our gaming moments. With a single press, players could broadcast gameplay, share screenshots, and connect with the community like never before. The PS4 era was defined by blockbuster exclusives. We ventured into Norse mythology with a reimagined God of War. We swung through New York in Marvel's Spider-Man. We hunted robotic beasts in Horizon Zero Dawn and explored feudal Japan in Ghost of Tsushima. The console was a runaway success from day one, consistently outselling its competition. It embraced indie games through the PlayStation Store, fostered a strong online community, and even ventured into virtual reality with PlayStation VR. The PlayStation 4 dominated its generation, selling over 117 million units and cementing Sony's position as the market leader. It was a generation built on listening to players and delivering the powerful exclusive games they craved. And that brings us to the present day with the PlayStation 5, which launched in November 2020. Getting one was a challenge for many due to global supply chain issues, but its demand speaks volumes. The PS5 represents another significant leap in technology. Its custom solid-state drive, or SSD, delivers near-instantaneous loading times, fundamentally changing how games are designed and played. No more long loading screens breaking the immersion. Then there's the DualSense controller. It's a true game-changer, with advanced haptic feedback that lets you feel the texture of the ground you're walking on, and adaptive triggers that can resist your pull, simulating the tension of a bowstring. It adds a whole new layer of sensory immersion. The console boasts stunning 4K graphics, ray tracing for realistic lighting and reflections, and 3D audio for a more immersive soundscape. We're already seeing incredible experiences like Astro's Playroom, which is a brilliant showcase for the DualSense, as well as stunning sequels like Ratchet and Clank, Rift Apart, and Horizon Forbidden West. The PS5 continues the tradition of backwards compatibility, allowing us to play our vast library of PS4 games, often with performance enhancements. The story of PlayStation is still being written, but the PS5 is a bold statement about the future of immersive, sensory, and seamless gaming. From a failed partnership to a global empire, the journey of PlayStation is a testament to innovation, resilience, and a deep love for the art of video games. What's your favorite PlayStation memory or game? Let me know down in the comments below. It's always awesome to read your stories. If you enjoyed this trip down memory lane, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into gaming history. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.